Hi, it's KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green, and my guests today are from the upcoming production of We'll Get Back to You from Crooked Path Theater, and that means that one of the principals of Crooked Path is with us, Chris Okiishi. Chris, welcome.
Hi, Dennis. It's good to see you.
And it's a great pleasure to welcome the director of this show, Kristin Hanggi.
Hi,
Kristin, hi.
Hi, how you doing?
So nice to have you.
Nice to be here.
Before we talk about the show specifically, and I told you before we rolled tape that I'm just going to gush about it because I saw the first run, which was a world premiere, and I'm so excited. You are taking this on the road to Scotland.
We are, yeah. We're extending the world premiere-ness to involve 2 continents now, which is so exciting.
Before we talk about that, Kristin, I want to get to know you a little bit because you come to us with extensive credibility, stage creds, and directing credits, most notably Rock of Ages.
That's right, yeah. So I have been a director my whole life, and I love to do film and television and theater. And I never thought that I'd be directing theater in Iowa, but it has been a great time and actually a beautiful place to develop a new play.
How did this collaboration come about?
Kristin sort of brought it to us. So
Really?
Yeah, so
Okay.
Because of Rock of Ages, let's see, maybe 2 years ago, Cedar Rapids, they were doing a production of Rock of Ages.
At Theater Cedar Rapids, yeah.
And they flew me in to do a talkback afterwards. And as I was coming in, they said, oh, we have a theater that does new plays while you're in town. And I was going to do some workshops, talkbacks, all that. They said, do you have any new plays that you'd like to have read? And I have this collaboration with Rob Bell, who is a best-selling New York Times author. And he had written this play. And we had been experimenting with it, trying to do something with it, and the pandemic happened. And so as we came out of the pandemic, this opportunity arose, and I said, yeah, I'd love to hear it out loud. And so we did it at Mirrorbox Theater in Cedar Rapids, and hearing the audience react was so exciting. And Chris was one of the actors in it. And so afterwards, we all spoke and said, yeah, let's put this on together. It just felt like this was the moment, and it actually felt like this was the place.
I was fortunate enough to see that the original production run, and I don't know, in trying to describe it, I would say kind of a combination of The Office and Twin Peaks.
That is I actually use David Lynch a lot. Yes, definitely The Office, a hint of Severance, and Twin Peaks. Yes.
Yes.
But The Office, because it is a quirky comedy, and it's a quirky comedy that takes us into left field.
Yes.
And the original production and the one you're taking to Edinburgh it's an all-star cast with Chris Okiishi, of course.
People don't usually think of me being in an all-star cast. It's more like having observed an all-star cast. But we were so fortunate to get people that have been producing and making theater in this area for literal decades. To all come together and work on this project. It's been a dream.
It was a successful run at Mirrorbox.
Yes.
But then to kind of raise funds to take the show to Scotland, you're going to do a subsequent run, which is why we're here today to talk about the run in Iowa City.
We're doing 3 weeks at the James Theater downtown, which is, for those of you who haven't been to the James yet, it's where Riverside Theater used to be before they moved to the Ped Mall, and it's been revamped by the Nolte family, and the James is just this beautiful black box theater that we've been able to bring most of the elements of the Mirrorbox run and rethink some things in that space, but a slightly larger room for audiences to come and help us raise funds to take it on, but also to have more people see the show, really.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. What's about the budget to take this show and the cast and everything to Scotland?
It runs about $2,000 a person for lodging and travel, and people are being very generous with their time to do so. And the other nice thing is that nearly everyone in the cast has a spouse that is also a theater maker in some way or another. For example,
you've got a crew.
We've got a crew
come anyway.
That's coming in addition. So, for example, Caroline Price, one of our actors, her husband is Jim Voigt, who's a lighting and technical designer. Our lighting designer and production designer are a married couple, the Ollingers from Cornell College and other places, Icon in Iowa City. So I think we have quite quite a crew just bringing people and their significant others to Scotland with us. But yes, we're trying to raise about $2,000 a person.
Kristin, are you making the trip?
I am. I will be there to get the show open, and it's such an exciting thing because it's the biggest theater festival in the world, and so many producers come and look for new plays there, and it'll be exciting to represent Iowa with this play.
It's got to be the first time an Iowa theater troupe has been at the Fringe Festival.
So as near as we can tell, it's the third time.
Third, okay.
Yeah, but it's the first multi-person play. There have been 2 solo shows that have gone before. Megan Gogarty, her solo show went.
Okay,
yes.
sure. What is going to change? So, Kristin, I'm guessing that since you're here, that means that you learned a few things from the original production. And again, we don't want to dive into spoilers or things like that. But what things did you learn from the first run of the show, about the show, and then, of course, also about how to transport it?
Right. So we learned a lot about pace and about impact of when certain things needed to happen in the show. So we've done some rewrites, we've made some cuts and some tweaks. So I think we've just tightened it, which actually I think helps the comedy, but it also helps the aha realization moments. And then because of the James, we're able to do a slightly more sophisticated show technically. So I feel like it looks just incredible in there. It feels incredible in there. And then also, tweaks in the costumes as we've gotten to know these characters as they have evolved. We've been able to dial in what they look and feel like in a new way. So I feel like the show has become more cohesive even.
I assume that Rob, the writer, also saw the show or did he?
Yes,
at Mirrorbox.
At Mirrorbox, he was there. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Yep.
you and he have been able to talk about how to adapt the script a little bit.
Yes, and he will be here tomorrow. So we're excited to have him for the weekend. He's incredible, and he's a great speaker. If anyone has ever heard him speak, he's just so moving, and he really, I think, has a insight on what it is to be human, and especially as we talk about what it is to be human in the workplace, and what we are doing with our lives as we show up every day to make things. So there's something I think that's really potent at the core of this comedy.
Well, in your promotional literature for this, you say anybody who's ever had a job should see this show. So it's got a wide audience.
Yes, of course, we're trying to be cute. We're always trying to be cute. But I also think anybody that has tried to make a living with other human beings around and has also wondered, is there a better way to think about existing in a collaboration of making money or making, or in our case, making art or making some sort of a venture in the world? How do we do that without losing our humanity? I think it's interesting because a lot of Rob Bell's work has been in the philosophy arena and in the religion and spirituality arena, but the play is very much an application of some of those ideas. Like, what if you tried to live some of these philosophical ventures, and what would you run up against, and how would it change you if your perspective shifted, which is, I think, a fair thing to wonder about in the theater. And that is the impact of art, isn't it? To allow us to see ourselves and to change our perspective.
There is also, as we alluded to earlier, a lot of tech in this show. Besides the normal lights and set, you've got 2 or 3 video screens, really unique lighting effects and things like that. How challenging is it to take that overseas?
Well, that is a great question. And that's what we're figuring out is what of those elements we can take. So we will be bringing our projection, we will be bringing lights, but it will be a slightly stripped down version of our show so it can travel and be easy and light.
And we actually chose a theater over there. Fortunately, we had several offers of theaters to go to, and the one that we chose has a projection capability built into the space, as well as a really good soundscape. So we'll be able to bring music, which, by the way, was composed for the show. Yes,
right. Yeah.
For this, then that will come with us as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, again, with that, trying not to spoil things, what's the biggest change that's going to be either for moving to the James or going to Edinburgh?
That is a great question. I really want to say pace.
And it was not slow at all.
No.
Originally.
But if you come see it, I do think you will feel, I feel like it's delicious in terms of what we've been able to do at the pace. It feels so exciting to me now when I watch it, just because we just tightened everything up.
The show is We'll Get Back to You, 3-week run at the James in Iowa City to raise funds to take the show to the world's largest theater festival, the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. When will that be, Chris?
The Edinburgh Film Festival, our week is the first week of August. So we launched the festival, which is kind of exciting. We get to be part of that first week. We will be at the Paradise Fringe Theater. So we're encouraging people who come see the show to write their feelings about the show. And as they do, just hashtag Paradise Fringe. So people that are coming to see us in Edinburgh can hear what Iowans thought about the show, or people from outside of Iowa who come to travel. We had people who came to the Mirrorbox production from as far away as Pennsylvania and Montana. So we don't know who's going to show up, but it's very exciting.
Kristin, you're in town. Rob is going to be in town. I know you've got some talkbacks for opening weekend, which is the weekend of April 4th. So when are those?
So for the 4th and 5th, so the Friday and Saturday, we'll have both Kristin and Rob will be there. Rob has another obligation that's going to take him out of town for the Sunday, but Kristin will be here to have a more focused on the direction conversation on Sunday afternoon. Rob is also doing a workshop on Saturday during the day, these workshops are rarely done outside of California. So it's amazing that he'll be bringing it to Iowa City. That's also linked on our website, which is crookedpaththeater.com.
Again, opening April 4th, running through the 19th at the James Theater in Iowa City, and opening the first week of August in Edinburgh.
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
It's nice to say it out loud.
Yeah, well, congratulations. I've seen this show. It's wonderful. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing it again and celebrating what you all have accomplished. So, again, crookedpaththeater.com for tickets. Don't miss this one. It's a good one. Thank you both for being here.
Thank
you, Dennis.
You can hear The Culture Crawl live on the radio most weekdays at 10:30, on demand at kcck.org/culture, or subscribe using your favorite podcast player. Watch our videos on the KCCK Facebook and YouTube channels. Our producer is Lydia Kilgore. The Culture Crawl theme is composed by Vivian Shanley. I'm Dennis Green, and I'll talk to you later.